I'm live and I'm alive. That's been a long time since I've done a stream now. So this is completely new for me again. So I apologize for the newbie mistakes. But the thing is that it seems like you guys prefer my normal videos and my shorts. Not my shorts like the pants, but like my YouTube shorts. So that's why I stick to that mainly. And there are so many other great Christian YouTubers out there who are making live streams. So I think that area is quite covered. But I will do a live stream here and there. But my schedule is quite busy at times, and this is a very, what's the word, spontaneous live stream. I had a client that was supposed to have a meeting with, but it got postponed for an hour. And then I thought, hey, let's watch that new interesting video that Sean McDowell posted. Because he made a video where he asked 100 apologists their favorite argument for God's existence. Now that video has been in my playlist and like watch later playlist, and I thought let's watch that live and get like live blind reactions to that together with you guys in the chat who are watching live or in the comment section later. So yeah, oh my goodness, look at that. We are like three or six live viewers already. That is more than Ali Dava, who has 9 viewers now. That's like 4 or 5 times more than Ali Dava, who has a channel of 1.3 million subscribers. I just want to give a shout out to the great Muslim, or I actually think it's Christian, apologist Dawa, Ali Dawa, for making me confident to go live, even if I have few viewers. Because let me see if I remember that. I will share something with you guys here. Let's see, share screen. Let's see. Look at this post from Christian Gadfly. He caught this a couple days ago. I think you guys can see that. As you can see, Ali Dava, with his 1.3 million subscribers, had 2 people watching his live streams. And I have what? I have 11 at this time. So yeah, I'm good. I am confident. So shout out to Ali Dava for making me confident. All right, let's stop sharing that screen. Assuming we will go into the video itself, I just want to let the room fill up a little bit more. Let's see if we can make it 10 times more than what Aldava has on his live streams. So let me know in the chat if you can hear me well. I'm so new to this now that like 2 months since I streamed, so I forgot pretty much everything about live streams. But I trust and hope that you guys can hear me. Don't forget to hit that like button, boost the algorithms, so that people who can't join me and us at this strange hour, I know for many of you, because it's morning here in Central Europe, and it will be middle of night for my regular viewers, so I'm not expecting so big audience for this, but we are a dozen now, and we can have fun watching this video together. It's only 10 minutes. The original video clip is in the description box below. So if you want to watch it without my commentaries or whatever, you can do that. But I want to make like a blind reaction to this video and see what the Christian apologist that Sean McDowell asked. What are their favorite arguments for God's existence? It's not really a topic that I'm so interested in anymore, because most atheists that I interact with personally, like I have a few that I do like live or like do private Zoom calls with. They have many of them have like read my book and want to dig deeper into the Christian faith, looking to explore further, and they are more like open, like seeking. I will say that, considering the book that I have, non-resistant non-believers type of skeptics. So they are much more fun to talk about, and they see the points that the Christian make, that there are arguments for the Christian faith. I mean, even cosmic skeptic Alex O'Connor, his favorite argument for the Christian faith is, or for God's existence, is that there are so many arguments, which is an interesting take. But the videos we'll watch now, they have more like specific arguments for it. So let me know if you guys can are there. Give me a comment that everything sees and hears well, and we'll get started, because I can only go like for an hour, like normally, and this video is 10 minutes long, so it shouldn't be so long. And do let me know also in the side chat, what do you guys think of the arguments? You know, I think this is a video that both Christians, Muslims, Jews, and atheists can find interesting, because let's see what these guys have to say. And you know, I don't think there are much questions bigger in life than does God exist or not? So let's see if I can present and share. Hopefully the audio will come also. This you guys have to let me know, those of you who are there watching. Let's see. Share. And there should be like a cinema mode. Maybe that's better for you guys to watch. Or maybe I can make it even better. Is the full version better? How does that look? That looks quite much better. Let's go with that. The full mode. And I really hope that I will not play this without any audio, because that would be super amateur and embarrassing. So let's see if I can turn up the sounds. Are you guys there? Give me a shout if everything can hear. Let's get started. All right. This is Sean McDowell. He's a quite popular apologist, son of Josh McDowell, which is more old school. He has a couple of 100,000 subscribers. He's a professor at Biola University. Got a lot of good stuff. I see you, Daniel Goggi, in the chat, with the best name ever, after myself and Jesus, of course. And yeah, we will be watching this. So I will start playing. I will pause on the way, give my reactions and comments. This is the first time I'm watching this, so this is a blind reaction. And also let me know in the chat what you guys think of the arguments. Like, let's talk a little bit about it. We have an hour or so, 50 minutes. So let's get through this. 9 minutes and 35-second video. I will play, and let me know if you guys can hear it well. That's kind of important, isn't it? Let's go.
I asked 100 leading Christian apologists what they think is the best argument for the existence of God. William Lane Craig,
Wait.
Wes Huff.
Wait. I have to go back to this.
I asked 100 leading Christian apologists.
Did he say that he asked? Why wasn't I invited? Where is the? Let's see. Like, it's not like I have any hard feelings or whatever. But let's see. Where's the dislike button? There it is. There, thumbs down. Yeah, I wasn't invited for this. I really wanted to answer myself. Well, to be fair, he actually said leading apologist. So I'm kidding, guys. I will go back and give a like. Yeah, sorry about that. Could you guys hear that? Could you guys hear that? Was the audio good? We have some atheists. We have some Christians. Voice is clear. Okay, good. Good in chat. Welcome, everyone. So let's listen and give me guys your comments. The reason why I'm not so interested in like I mentioned in the earlier of the stream, I'm not so interested in this question. I think it's better a topic should be more like what best explains reality, like atheism or theism. It all comes down to your ontology and epistemological views, and you know, the theist will say that they will hold to the natural explanations, but they don't want to discredit like there are something beyond nature, which at the point science also point to, like thing comes into existence, and that supernatural. I don't like using that word so much, but let's just see what these guys have to say. But yeah, good that the sound is clear. Let's keep trucking. Sorry for the silliness I was doing there. Let's go.
What they think is the best argument for the existence of God. William Lane Craig, Wes Huff, Nancy Pearcey, Alan Parr, Trent Horn, Stuart Connectley, and more. Some of the answers were completely expected, and some of them totally took me by surprise. We're going to look at 5 categories from the least cited to the most cited, most popular, and highlight some crucial apologists along the way. We're also going to look at why Os Guinness and Doug Grotice wouldn't answer my question. Let's start with the smallest category, which I've dubbed existential. These are kind of...
So, big list there, 100 apologists, and these are smart guys. These are scientists. I just tried to catch my eyes on this list very quickly. There are scientists, there are philosophers, smart guys on this list. So it can be interesting to hear what they see as their favorite argument for God's existence. I should learn to speak English. That will be very nice when you do live streams. And at the end of this, before we head out, I will give my favorite argument for God's existence. But yeah, he seems to be well-planned video. He has like categories of the arguments, and many types of apologists of different professions and backgrounds. So this will be interesting. Let's keep playing.
Of personal encounters or experiences with God. So, for example, this is one that surprised me. The great John Lennox said a transformed life he considers the best evidence for the existence of God. So think about that. Oxford professor, science and philosophy and religious background, says a changed life is the most powerful piece of evidence for God. So by transformed life, we mean somebody whose life is broken in some sense and then is transformed by Jesus. Of course, we see this in the Bible when the blind man in John says, "All I know is I was blind, but now I see." It's someone's testimony or experience of transformation by God. The next category, I dubbed this one unique.
Okay, that's an interesting argument. It wouldn't be so appealing to a hardcore atheist, because but I really recommend any atheist watching this check out my free book, Divine Hiddenness, with good reason. And I answer many of these objections that typically are raised for that. Like, why doesn't God give undeniable proof of his existence to all human beings from A to Z in history? Non-resistant non-believer argument, that is the academically strongest version of divine hiddenness, fronted by Professor J.L. Schellenberg. And also, what about all the people in human history who have never heard of Jesus or received and understood the gospel? Those are all objections and topics I deal in my book. It's for free on audiobook and ebook. I have a couple of physical copies left, but just check out the links in this live stream. You will find it. But in general, it's actually not a bad argument, because ultimately, I said this many times, but the peace, and this is also from the Bible, though, I think in the Corinthians, the peace of Christ that surpasses all understanding, it's unexplainable. It is really unexplainable, but it's so strong. It is so overwhelming, and something just changes in you. And I have seen people who had healings and had even demonic possessions. Of course, many atheists will, of course, discredit that ASAP. But there are peer-reviewed journals from hospitals of this stuff. Of crazy incidents that happens that seems to have no natural explanation stuff. So if you go deeper into this stuff, you will find many interesting things. You have near-death experiences. Of course, many of them can be explained. Others can't. But the personal stuff is an interesting argument, but I don't think it gives so much to the atheist out there who is not even believing in, thinks that the Bible and the whole idea of God and miracles and everything is just fairy tale. But for the Christian itself, and I think that, some atheists have people in their life who became Christian and just see the radical difference themselves. That has been the case in my life, seeing this stuff. So I can attest to it, even though for a skeptic, I can see how that's not like the strongest arguments or most appealing argument. So let's keep talking. What do you guys say about this in the chat? Yeah, I hear you, Colt. Yeah, guys, let's keep going on. Keep talking. Hello to all of you millions who are watching. Unique arguments. Number 4, let's go.
Unique arguments. These are arguments that one or two people held, and I kind of lumped them together. So J. Steve Miller, if you follow this channel, you'll recognize I've had him on a bunch of times to talk about near-death experiences. He's the only one that cited near-death experiences. Now, I think this is a huge growing field more apologists need to lead into, but he's done some amazing work on that. Trent Horn.
Yes, he went on to mention death experience and stuff. That is actually quite an interesting topic, and there has been a little bit growing interest in that over the last couple of years. But don't just take like the straw man weak version of it. Like go into the peer-reviewed hospital journals and like the strongest case that seems to be really much are unexplained by as of now of the. We have cases like people lying on the operation table, floating over their like brain waves were gone, and they are floating over the operation table, seeing a number on top of the machines, which is a couple of meters tall, and you can't see them if you were standing just normal. Many interesting, like people hearing discussions in other rooms, but they were on the operational table and stuff. I should make a video maybe highlighting the strongest cases of that, because it's a couple of years since I was more interested in that, but there are a couple of them out there. And there's even a site that has like 100 journals, like near-death experience journals. Like I think peer-reviewed they are also. So some interesting stuff there, but I don't want to say too much without like having it all fixed on table, but you will find on YouTube and on hashtag just Google it, bro, stuff on near-death experience. So it is an interesting, and again, these are smart guys. These are not people that just like, oh, I just want to believe because I want to believe. In my book, by the way, in chapter 4, I give a bunch of reasons why I have motivations to become an atheist. It's just for example, the conclusion I give at the end there is that I haven't been convinced of atheism. Like the best explanation for something existing rather than nothing, the complexity of DNA, our consciousness, mathematical language, what best explains the data, historical facts we have around Jerusalem 2,000 years ago surrounding Jesus. Many things like that just doesn't convince me, but I'm open to hearing arguments for atheism. It's just it always seems to be very much like a little bit similar to how many Muslim propagandists are arguing. Like they're just trying to poke holes on the Christian faith, but that does not by doing that does not make a case for your own worldview. So like not really convincing, but open to hear. Good to see you there, Justified Janice in the chat. Peace of Christ to you, and hello to all of the others who are there. See you, Michael Wolf, also. Welcome. Everyone is welcome here, no matter what your background or faith is. Let's keep watching this video, because that is more interesting than me babbling. 16 minutes we're gone, so still have some time. Okay, let's go.
contingency. Now, this is a kind of causal logical argument, but it moves from the existence of contingent things like the universe that didn't have to exist, as saying the best explanation for its existence is a necessary being. Now, two people, Mary Jo Sharp and Ruslan KD, said the argument from reason. And there's different versions of this that C.S. Lewis and Alvin Plantinga gave, but it's basically a move from the reliability of our cognitive faculties to understand truth in the world to the best explanation being not some naturalistic blind process, but that we were built to understand truth in a certain fashion. There's some other arguments, transcendental.
Yeah, the contingency argument is a very good one, but you know, there are stronger and weaker versions of it. So it's not just like one argument. It can be formulated many different ways, and people find them more or less convincing depending on who you go to. But yeah, it's a good one. By the way, what I'm drinking here is iced tea. This show or my live streams, I call them Apologetics. This is indeed iced tea, even though it's a beer mug. I'm not drinking beer at 11 o'clock in the morning. But yeah, let's keep going. I hope that the audio and all the stuff is still good. Let's keep talking. Oh, I see an interesting comment here from the Cavalier. No need for argument for atheism. It isn't a belief. If you state there is a something, the burden of proof is on you. If someone believes it's let's see, empirical. If someone believes it's a choice, better argument may convince some. Well, first of all, that is not how atheism is defined in dictionaries. No atheists will hold to that. Graham R.P. will and rest of atheist philosophy will laugh you out of the room from that. Atheism is a belief. It's just that you believe you choose not to believe in theism. You know, if you want to be on the big boys grown-up table and discuss worldviews, you can't just take like that position. You have to defend your position for not. Atheism is atheism, like there is no God. That's the proposition that there is no God. This whole lack belief, a thing that has risen in modern times with the new atheism. Well, that just says something about your brain condition, with your brain status, and that is not something that is convincing for me as a Christian or as a theist. If you don't, if you are not, if you have the lack of belief, if you're not convinced of the theist, and your offer basically just that you lack the belief, or you don't even, it's like atheism not even a belief, then you're just saying something about your brain condition, and that's not something that will do anything for me. If we are talking worldviews, atheism and theism stuff, we need to sit at the grown-up tables and bring our arguments for or against our position. If not, it's just a whole, this is what convinces me in my own head. I haven't seen personally something that convinces me. I am not personally convinced of whatever, but that's not something that will do something for most people, you know. I think Christians who say that God exists, they should provide their evidences and then make an inference to the best explanations of the various data. Yeah, that's something that can convince you. Put something on the table instead of just our brain status. So let's keep going.
Argument, consciousness, and the argument from desire that people gave as well. Now, the third category, this was given by 15 apologists that I asked, and this is basically the evidence for Jesus. So this could be the life, the teachings, the impact, or the miracles of Jesus. They consider the best evidence for God. Now, this first one, let's say the least surprising thing in this entire study is, of course, Gary Habermas, who's probably studied the resurrection as much or more than anyone who's ever lived, said, drumroll, the resurrection. But Catholic apologists, Stephanie Gray Connors and Stuart Conneckley, also specifically said the resurrection. Now, interestingly enough, my father, Josh McDowell, was the only one who responded with fulfilled prophecy. Now, he's made a case for the scriptures and the resurrection, but fulfilled prophecy being the most compelling evidence for the existence of God. And of course, there's a number of other wonderful apologists that point to Jesus. The next.
So there was first that he was talking about the resurrection of Jesus, the life of Jesus, and all that. And I will get back to that at the end of this stream, because that is also something I have to say about. I know that that's an interesting that his father pointed to the 300 fulfilled prophecies of Jesus. I can't remember which professor or mathematician who was making the odds of a guy fulfilling these prophecies. Like it's incredible. It's like it's unthinkable that the odds of fulfilling all these prophecies. Again, that is not something that will convince an atheist on the surface, because they don't even believe in the Bible. You know, it's a fairy tale book for at least for new atheists. But if you want to do an internal critique, like a proper internal critique, which the argument for prophecies will entail, then it is quite impressive. But you first have to demonstrate that the Bible and the New Testament and all is reliable, which is another story. But if you can get to that and then look at the prophecies, it's an interesting argument. Good to see you here, Brother Sam. Yes, I am live. Can you believe it? Very spontaneous, because I'm waiting for a client meeting. It's in 45 minutes. So I'm sitting here drinking my iced tea and decided to watch a video that was in my playlist. We are watching Sean McDowell asking 100 apologists for their best argument of God. So yeah, let's keep watching. We are closing on halfway. Good to see you guys in the chat, atheists and theists alike. Have at it with discussions, and we will catch up very soon. Let's keep going.
Category is the moral argument. There's different versions of the moral argument, but it's basically a move from the existence of objective morality that we all know and see and expect others to follow, to the best explanation being a moral law giver. So the moral law points towards a moral law giver. So this is actually 23 people gave this. Now, this first one, no surprise, Paul Copan, who's been one of the most able and consistent defenders of the moral argument for God today, but also Wes Huff, Gavin Ortland, the one and only Greg Kokel. We've got a UK apologist in here, Justin Brierley, and Nate Sala, also point.
Yeah, so I just want to say something about the moral arguments, because I've been engaging the literature of skeptics, like for what they have to say about this moral realism and all. Now there are I had to change my position a bit on the moral argument, because now I do think that the moral argument is strong, but it just takes Christians just need to be a bit more careful with their words and actually like pick a better, stronger version of it instead of the weaker version. I don't think also that Dr. William Lane Craig's version of the moral argument is the strongest one, but that's typically what atheists will go to. There are more sophisticated and better phrasing of the moral argument, and I use in chapter 4. I answer a lot of objections to the moral argument, because I'm trying to give my my case that I'm open and willing to become an atheist if the evidences are presented and convincing. And I also there point out to what the academia has to say about the morality from an atheist point of view, like for moral realism. And I also I give my my answers to those objections and their arguments there, because they are actually not very much convincing, because it comes down to a brute fact kind of thing. And then we are pretty much in the same of both like theists, but what best explains that, because it's transcendental things. And if atheists will say, well, it comes from society, well, we get the morals from society and stuff, then okay, which society? Because there's a big difference between communism and Sharia law in Islam. they have different values and different laws and all that, what is seen moral and immoral. And some will go to the whole evolution thing, that is the best. It's the best for human flourishing and all that. But what's ultimately good with human flourishing? I know we are in a godless universe. We are like parasites. We trash the ocean. We cut down the rainforest. It was nothing good about human flourishing. But I go more into that deeper in the book, and it's for free on audiobook and ebook. So just find the download link below. Yes, let's see what Sam from Reason Believes said here. My personal best argument for the existence of God is irreducible complexity. Yeah, that is an interesting one. Yeah, and I'm not really. I had bigger hopes for you, the Cavalier, but this is very much like bumper atheist slogans when you start talking about Shiva, Odin, Zeus, and Ra, gods origin or has their origins within inside the universe and all that. There's so many things I can say. I actually have many videos. I have an own playlist called Answers to Atheist Memes. So I have an older playlist for that, talking and responding to specifically this type of argumentation and objections. But yeah, still, everyone here is welcome. Good to see you all here. We will keep trucking, and hooray for us, because we have 20 times more viewers than Ali Dava with his 1.3 million subscribers. So again, cheers to Ali Dava for giving me confidence to do live streams again. That's super good, as this iced tea. So when we get to the end, I will give my thoughts and what my personal arguments would be. But let's keep trucking. We're halfway
towards the moral argument. The number one category, and you could probably know what it is by this point. 52 of the apologists I asked said creation. Now, some just said creation in general. Some said like the cosmological argument. Some said fine-tuning, the origin of life. But something about creation, pointing towards a creator.
A ten aspekt toho spánku tak prostě jak velmi...
Yes, so we were going to the fine-tuning creation argument. And I was in this weekend, I was in the heart of the mountains in Slovakia, watching a green lake. A couple kilometers tall mountains surrounding it. I do think that going around outside in nature and all that, seeing the complexity in there, because I'm just stopping and think a little bit, it is not so easy dismissible as the skeptics might want to think. You might have to expand your horizon a little bit more. I'm not saying that you should be just convinced by just look at the trees, just look at the trees. But creation has a lot of to ground that in a mind seems, from what I have seen, it seems to be more logically plausible, the best explanation. I am still willing to look into more of how atheists explaining that, but it's all about the grounding point. No, it's like the brute fact, but what best explains that? And it's very interesting to see how even in the scientific realms, how the whole idea of something like a mind and the information based on a mind that comes to this universe, like they will not say God, they will not even say intelligent designer, but they will say something. Even aliens is on the table. So it's a fascinating thing. And as I explained earlier, even in the book, consciousness. I know that atheists will try and ground that something like physical, but if you engage with more of the stronger arguments and looking into this a bit more from both sides, it's not something that is physical. I recommend Eric Hernandez's work on this, among other, J.P. Moreland, engaging with the strongest objection on this, for those of you who are interested. I also think that DNA, the complexity with DNA, and the mathematical universal language of that. Many things that I don't know if an atheist point of view, that's just how I am wired. You know, that's the chemical reaction fizzing in my brain. I can't really do anything about it. So yeah, here we have an interesting commercial. I hope I can skip it very fast.
Autenticky prišiel, vďaka nemu sme potom začali presne
Something about sleeping and snoring.
riešiť aj ďalšie produkty, keď len boli tie nočné.
And that's all
was
for
the
that.
number one response. Creation refers to a bunch of different particular aspects of the universe that seemingly point towards God. So the Kalam cosmological argument points to the beginning of the universe.
Just a question, just a point comment there to you, Michael Wolf. Nobody's saying that theism and all that is magical, except from new atheists. So no. Hello to shout out to Nathan, channel member from Germany. Guten Tag, guten morning. Hope you are well. Good to see you. Normal is rated from Australia, land down under. This is midnight for you, then. So you should go to bed. But I'm glad to have you here. Sorry about that. Let's keep going.
To there being a beginner. So whatever begins to exist has a cause. The universe began to exist. Therefore, the universe has a cause. Fine-tuning points towards certain laws of physics and cosmology that exist within a very narrow range where the slightest change in those numbers would make the universe inhospitable to life. So the fine-tuning seems best explained by a fine-tuner. Others would be the origin of life, the amount of DNA you find in a cell, the complexity of information points towards a mind or an author of life. Now, this first one will not shock.
I think Sean McDowell is explaining this better than I do on this morning. But yeah, it's I knew that it would go into the cosmological arguments. Those are worth checking out, and there are many different varieties of those. Fine-tuning is also very interesting. It is also what he talks now about DNA. The very famous atheist of last century, it is now, Anthony Flew. What convinced him about that a God existed, you know, he was, for those of you who has engaged with his material and seen his debates, videos and all that, he was a big, well-known, respected atheist. And he engaged with a lot of theists. His explanation for he didn't become Christian, but he became like more like a deist or theist of some sort. But what convinced him was DNA, the complexity of DNA, and the fine-tuning of the universe. And the late Christopher Hitchens, you'll find video clips of him also. That's also what he sees as the strongest argument for theists. And no, the puddle analogy is not a good answer. They're new atheists. So let's keep trucking.
You at all, of course, William Lane Craig, when I asked him, he looked at me with a little smirk and he's just like, cosmological. The Kalam argument, of course. But two others kind of surprised me. J. Warner Wallace and Lee Strobel, who both, two of their first influential books kind of investigating historical Jesus, both said the Kalam cosmological argument is the single best piece of evidence for God. Nancy Pearcey agreed. This one slightly surprised me. Titus Kennedy, who's an archaeologist, specifically said the Kalam. Hilary Ferrer with Mama Bear Apologetics, she goes, that's easy. And she didn't just say creation, she said protein and protein.
By the way, just want to say something to the Kalam cosmological argument. I understand the criticism of it and objections, but go a little bit deeper on it, like not just like the simplified version that is often portrayed, because all these premises are defended very well, especially by Dr. William Lane Craig. If you just engage with the premises on themselves without checking into how they are defended, it may seem a bit weak or assertion and all that. But look into the defense of the premises, because Dr. William Lane Craig is the leading proponent of it now, and he has like 2 PhDs, and he's not a dumb guy. You know, those premises are defended very well, and they are worth checking out if you want to go deeper into this. So let's keep going.
Synthesis. That was very specific. Hugh Ross, no surprise, said fine-tuning. And Bible teacher, YouTuber Mike Winger also said creation. And again, there's a bunch of other amazing apologists that pointed towards creation as the best piece.
Yeah, look at that. This how much? Almost 50% will argue from creation, and there are so many different type of ways to do that, because it could be physical things, it could be non-physical things that moves the physical things, like love and different morals and all that. Consciousness, I will assume, is in there too. So yeah. But that could be a lot of different things. That's probably also why the graph and diagram there is so big, because you know we can fit so much into that specific category of creation. So yeah, let's keep going. Welcome to all of you. Good to see you all here. We will to all of you who are there, some new faces there. See, like I think I saw you one time before, Michael Wolf, a little bit, and John Zize. Let me know where you guys are from if you want, like where you're tuning in from the world. We have some from Australia here. We have, I know Daniel, I think, is from Papua New Guinea. So yeah, good to see you all guys here. Again, the funny comment here from Normally So Rated. Yeah, it does look like a pie. I'm almost getting hungry. I think it's time for my breakfast and lunch soon after this. Good to see you from Seattle. All right, a little bit cool. That's cool. I'm actually half American apparently, because you know my late father was born in New York, so we are basically you know, let's go America, USA. You know, I have a very good coffee. My coffees, me and my wife, we take our coffees very seriously. So it's good stuff. It really shoots your eyes up for the rest of the day, grinding the coffee from itself. But yeah, we are 6.5 minutes in. We are watching Sean McDowell's video, 100 Apologists, he asked, for the best argument for God. So yeah. Oh, good to see you here, Houston Euler. We good that you're interacting with chat together with Justified Janice, keeping iron fist in the chat. No, I'm just kidding. You guys are all right. Let's keep going.
Piece of evidence. And I thought it was interesting that 2 apologists that I just respect and love and have had on this program didn't answer or wouldn't answer my query. But I think there's wisdom in why they don't. Os Guinness said, quote, "The best argument is the best argument for the specific person." In other words, there is no best argument. There's a lot of wisdom in that. Instead of saying, here's what I think is the best, I'm going to force it on you, is finding what's interesting for a person and try to prevent something that might be compelling to them. Doug Grotai said,
Yeah, that's interesting. By the way, Sean McDowell, we love you, but you look like a dork with a Spider-Man t-shirt. It's, at least I have, can you guys see that? I have Forrest Gump. Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you will get. But yeah, it is actually not an easy thing to answer. The best argument for God, because it's a cumulative case. But we will get into that when we finish this video. Let's keep trucking.
I cannot do that. Too simplistic. It depends upon what best means. I'm a cumulative case guy, so I think we need several to make the case. Now, that didn't surprise me because Doug is a careful philosopher and wanted to nuance things. But there's something we said. I actually think most apologists in this group would agree that it's not just one argument. It's the weight of different arguments, philosophical and moral and experiential and historical, that point towards the existence of God, and particularly the Christian God. And I know some of you watching this might be thinking, what's my argument? I actually really wrestled with this, but if I had to pick one, I think I would go with the moral argument. And I think the reason is because it's not just intellectual, although it is, it's experiential. We feel it. We don't just talk about evil, we've seen it, we've experienced it, and our hearts cry out for justice. I think it's an argument that's not only biblical, we see it in Romans chapter 2, that God has written morality on our hearts and our consciences, but it's just a part of the world, and we cry out for justice. And I'm convinced that a biblical worldview offers the best response. So I want to point towards the resurrection, but if I had one argument, I think I would probably use the moral argument. Now, I tried isolating different groups in.
Yeah, so Sean puts it in good words there. I just, like I mentioned earlier in the stream, Christians just needs to defend the premises and the moral argument better instead of just stating them, because an atheist can also do that as a brute facts, and then we need to compare explanations of the premises and what best explains those statements in the premises. So it's a good argument, but it just needs to be defended a lot more. I had to change my mind on this after engaging the skeptics in the academic world with their material on it. That just had to be a bit more careful. But if you go deeper on it, it's a strong argument, I think. And I talk more about that in my book, which again is for free. Everyone can listen to the audiobook or download the ebook. It's linked in the description box below. So yeah, he chose the moral argument. There's 1 minute left, so let's listen to that, and we will soon be heading out.
In the data, I try to look at female apologists, online apologists, Catholic apologists versus Protestant apologists, and I didn't really see any like regular patterns emerge, but I'd love to know what you think. I'm going to put the data in the notes of the 100, it's actually 100 plus apologists. And if you look at it and you see any patterns or things that jump out to you, let me know. I really want to know if you see things in this data that maybe I have missed. Let us know what you think. If you're a Christian, what do you think is the best evidence for God? If you're a skeptic or you belong to another faith, what do you think? Really want to know what you think. Is there anything about the Christian faith you find compelling if you had to pick one and buy? Hey, thanks for watching. Please let me know if this is helpful and interesting, and if you want more videos like this from me. Before you click away, make sure you hit subscribe, and if you really want to study apologetics, think about joining me at Talbot School of Theology, Biola University.
Okay, so let's stop sharing the screen. That was Sean McDowell's I asked 100 apologists their best argument for God. If you want to watch it without my interruptions, the link is in the description box below. Yeah, it's okay, a little bit of problem with internet there, but it hasn't been a topic that I have been recently, because as I have engaged a lot of new atheists and then more like non-resistant, non-believers type of atheist, which I have private video calls with, and because, you know, after a couple of years of engaging, and when they read my book and all, want to go deeper, I kind of want to focus my energy and attention to those type of people. It's a better use of my time. Now, what I really want to say before I remember that thought I had there. I was going somewhere. Before I get on, let's see if I remember how to do this. Normal is all-rated says, hit a like, team. Yes, hit that like. Do those hashtag YouTube things so that my stream and channel goes out to the whole world, to planet Mars and Saturn and everywhere. And yeah, that's one of those things I really don't like about YouTube. I'm too farmer and simple in that. But yeah, it is important because, you know, that's how algorithms are triggered. And that's how my subscribers will know that I actually had a stream today. So yeah, what I would say is my favorite argument for God's existence, if I was to pick one. You see, I am an evidentialist, so I will say the argument for the reliability of the New Testament and the historical resurrection of Jesus Christ. That's my favorite argument for God's existence. But that takes some unpacking, defending, and like you have to make a case for it. You can just assert it. I have a 7-minute video on it that I will leave in the description box below, where I present the max case data approach for this position. But that is what I find the most convincing, and I do sympathize with the argument from consciousness, moral argument, if it's phrased the strongest version of it, because there's something to this experiential thing. It just doesn't do so much for some skeptics. Perhaps this conscience and moral argument can be, but for me, as personally, I would go with that argument for the reliability of the New Testament and the historical resurrection of Jesus Christ. I think that the inference to the best explanations, going with base reasoning and all, I think that explains the data of what happens 2,000 years ago in Jerusalem the best. And I have looked into the best of the best from both sides, and that's where I have landed. And of course, the Christian faith and theism is a cumulative case, so you have to build upon and make it stronger. And you can't just take one argument. I think it's a cumulative case thing. That also I want to say, because many new atheists who will shout magic and all this about theists and all that, they are also the people that will want to have like physical, empirical, scientific proof of God's existence. But remember, God is not the explanation to. Actually, maybe I should play that video. What does John Lennox say very well? Like God is the explanations why explanations even exist at all. You know, it's God is not the same as the scientific explanation. God is the explanation why explanations even exist at all. You know, I used that analogy before. You know, inspired by John Lennox. When I boil my coffee, you know, and I will ask, or you will ask, what is going on here? You know what? Maybe I will share that video. It's a short, so maybe I can just share that. Let's see if that will be better, because that I think it's has something to it. You know, it's we have to be very careful with you know, asking for proof of God in that one category that God does not fit. You know, it's a category. God is a spiritual being, John 4:24. You know, and we asking for scientific proof for a spirit. Yeah, then you have to. You know, it's like the whole Mr. and Mrs. paper. You know, you have two-dimensional, one-dimensional, and three-dimensional. You put a three-dimensional thing into a two-dimensional world, you will see parts, but you will not see the full. You know, so yeah, there's a lot that could be said to that. Let me show this video here, and then we will soon be closing out. So let me share this video. Can you guys see that. Probably need to press zoom or something here, because I'll probably be a very little window here. Oh, there.
Logical, mathematical,
guys hear
and
that, by the way?
metaphysical. Logical, mathematical, and metaphysical truths cannot be proven by science. Science presupposes them. So science can also not prove ethical truths and beliefs about statement of value. And the scientific method itself cannot be proven by the scientific method. Why is the Mocha Express boiling? Well, the heated thermal energy in the water is causing water molecules to move around until it's exceeding the strength of the hydrogen bonds between the molecules, which is causing them to separate from other molecules and... no. The answer to why the Mocha Express is boiling is because I want a cup of coffee. See what I did there? God is not the same as the scientific explanation. God is the explanation as to why explanations even exist at all.
Yes. So that's a video I made a couple of years ago. And I also have a video why God is not like responding to the God of the gaps argument. I will leave that in the pinned comment description box below also, because we don't have time to go into that now, because we are closing in on the hour mark. I have over 300 videos on this channel, so many of these things I'm saying or referring to, I have explained in details more in those videos. And I'm not the guy who makes like super long videos. I try to make them very concise, like 5-minute video clips. So you might want to check out that. Now, as we are, there was something I was going to say, but now I think I forgot. Maybe I need another coffee. But yeah, good to see you all here. I hope you guys enjoyed that little stream here. I have now this book has been translated to Norwegian and English, and it's currently being translated to Slovak. I was in March in churches and events doing lectures on it, and I will go back in September. And after this summer holiday now, as we get closer to the end, as I mentioned before to you who are channel members, and even others will know, I'm gonna now for the next 2 years be writing my theodicy book to gratuitous evil argument. That's divine hiddenness is considered among the top 2 strongest argument from the skeptics against the Christian faith, and the other one is the argument from gratuitous evil, from Professor Paul Draper. So in that book that I will start writing in response to gratuitous evil or purposeless evil, that I will deal with human evil, natural evil like nature catastrophes, viruses, animal suffering. It's the big heavy topic together with that book that I have on the screen there. So I assume that will take me like 2 years, but be patient with me, because again, I will also make it for free on ebook and audiobook, and I will have it translated to at least 3 languages. But I have some notes ready. I have a simplified version of the video on my channel. Maybe I can leave that link in the description box below also. I will write that down and remember that. So yeah, but it's a big topic, and I'm a working man, family man also. So I think it will take me at least 2 years, maybe 1+ year. But I look forward to share that with the world. And yeah, I hope it will be a blessing to both the Christians out there, strengthen you in the faith, as well as give qualified answers to the non-Christians out there. I could do so much more with my time than this stuff. I have a very much heart, especially for you non-resistant non-believers out there who identify as like agnostic, atheist, seekings. So yeah, that's the next project. That's the next project that's coming on, and yeah, I if you are a channel member and support of this channel, you like this work, you can support this channel by becoming a channel member for as little as $2 per month. That's helpful because everything adds up. For example, now I have this translation for a Slovak book. You know, almost like 30 to 40% of Slovaks identify as atheists. So I want to make this book for free on ebook and audiobook for Slovaks also, and that is what I have hired now a translator to do. That will cost. I got a very good offer, very cheap, for both the audiobook and the translation itself. It's like $460. So that's why I say that every like coffee you support this ministry with adds up and helps supporting this ministry work, which I try to do for free. So if you felt led, if you're able and interested, you will find the join button below, or there are like PayPal and Patreon and all that. But only big if and able. I don't want your money or your help if it's a struggle for you. So yeah, I think I have to close out. I have to get back to work. I also want to go swimming. So yeah, to all of you who are watching, thanks for hanging out. Check out the original link to Sean McDowell's channel, and yeah, drop me a comment. Drop me a comment below if there are anything that you are interested in. Comment from our atheist friend here, Michael Wolf. Maybe donate the money to a good cause instead. Well, yeah, absolutely. I don't want your money if it's not something you can share or spare. Only interested and able, donate. But if you think that, for example, this book here, Divine Hiddenness for Good Reason, it is an argument, it's a book in response to the academically strongest version of Divine Hiddenness, which is considered one of the strongest arguments against the Christian faith. I have made that book 100% for free on ebook and audiobook. I said no to putting it on Amazon because then I couldn't do that. I said no to a book publisher, which I could earn money on it, So if you think that Christian resources and engaging with the actual strongest academical literature and stuff, giving that stuff away for free is a good cause, then I think donating to this channel can be one of the many, many good options out there. But absolutely don't do it if you think something better you want to use money on. And thank you very much for that. Why it doesn't show on screen? There we go. Normally is overrated, gifted $10 Australian dollars, and said keep it up. Thank you, my sibling in Christ, I assume. I appreciate that very much. Yeah, thank you very much. I don't know what else to say to that comment than just thank you. This stuff like that helps, and it will go straight into the translation of the book. As you guys can see here, I still have a couple of physical copies. That's not weird. Wrong way. This is the Norwegian version. Guddommelig fravær med god grunn. And here's the English version, Divine Hiddenness with Good Reason, a Christian response. Soon will be in Slovak. I have a couple of physical copies that, book nerds, if you're very, very interested, you can maybe send me an email and I'll send you for a price. But just take advantage of the free book instead if you are not a book nerd and low on funds. So, yeah. Good to hang out with you guys. Thanks again to the channel members for your support. Thanks to Super Chat from Normal is Overrated from the land down under. I love Australia. I lived there for over almost 2 years in Melbourne. So yeah, good stuff. And to the Christians out there, may the kingdom of God be what wakes us up in the morning and lays us down on the night, eyes fixed on Jesus Christ. To the atheists and non-Christians out there, thanks for watching. I hope you have a terrific day. I posted a new video yesterday responding to Lily J on some claims about Jesus' divinity. And I also posted shorts that somehow just suddenly got 5,000 views. YouTube algorithms are strange. I will never learn that, but I will keep doing my best to understand it. I'm just a farmer, you know, at the end of the days. Have a good summer also, everyone. I don't know when my next live stream will be. It's quite spontaneous because my day schedule and all that. But yeah, leave that like thing or down. You can click a thumbs down also. You know, everything helps the algorithms. And shout out some comments there and all. And let me know what you think of the arguments. Get your keyboard hands ready, new atheists, to say how Sky Daddy and Magical God and all that stuff. And Christians, you can just give your favorite. And yeah, see you in the comment section. Do that like thing or down like thing for algorithms. And I see you then. So I will go to work and to swim and to drink iced tea. Totally. Seriously, it's Pauliner. It's a beer brand, but this is iced tea in here, I promise. Now, bye-bye.